Okay. Good evening, kids. So I hope you all can hear me well. In case if you don't hear me, please let me know. Okay. So we have done the past paper from 2015 to 2021, and we have done it twice. So this session has been conducted for the last 6 months. Okay. So now we are getting into practice papers. So even most of these questions are taken from several past papers and practice papers that are issued from the Ministry of Education. So those are where these questions are taken from. So every week what I will do is on Sundays I will upload the paper into the WhatsApp group or any other social media so you all can download, practice it, and we can discuss it on Saturdays from 7:30 to 9:30. The video will be also uploaded to YouTube for you all to refer on a later date, or even though you miss it, for you to get across. Okay. And kids, the chat is always open. If you have any doubts, please let me know. And in case if I don't respond to it, please give me a call. I hope you all everyone has my number. Give me a call if you don't hear me or anything from continuing just going on. Just stop me to give me a call. Okay. So you all have the 100% independence of this thing on it. Okay, clear? Okay, so we'll start. The question number 1. I hope everyone has the paper, and please, kids, if you can get a printout if possible. And if I have ample printouts, I will definitely make sure to distribute it to you. Okay. So find the value of x according to the data given in the diagram. So that is the first one. The first question itself is from triangle geometry. So normally we get at least 3 to 4 questions from triangle geometry. So it's not a section that you can escape from. Okay. And most of the theories that are coming from triangle geometry are things that you have learned, kid, from grade 6 onwards. You are learning triangle geometry. Okay. So it's not hard. The first theory you need to know here is that theory number 1. When we take triangles, there are normally 3 types based on the sides. If all 3 sides are equal, we call it an equilateral triangle. When only 2 sides are equal, we call it an isosceles triangle. And when all sides are different, it's called a scalene triangle. So what we learned as a theory when we are in grade 10 and 11 is that on isosceles triangle. What does the theory say, sir? When 2 sides are equal, they are called isosceles triangles. And when we have 2 equal sides, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. That is called the isosceles triangle theorem. The angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. The angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. That is the first theorem you should know to solve this question. The next one. Theory number 2 is that when you have a triangle, this one everyone knows. The internal angles be A, B, and C. The sum of the total internal angles we know, ABC, is 180 degrees. This everyone knows. If I get to a quadrilateral, what is a quadrilateral? Any figure with 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. So let the angles be PQRS. So P plus Q plus R plus S is equal to what? 360 degrees. Likewise, how do you find the angle for a pentagon, a hexagon, a heptagon, octagon, and nonagon? This is additional for you, but you can't say you don't know because that is in grade 8. Okay. So now when you come to grade 11, nobody asks what is 1 plus 1 because they know you were able to solve it. That's why you are in grade 11. Okay. So you should know it. Likewise, for polygons, you should know how to find the internal angles. That's why you are in the O level. You are sitting for the O level examination. To find this, there is a certain formula. That formula is 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. N is the number of sides the polygon. Okay. For a triangle, n is what? 3. 3 into 2, 6. 6 minus 4, 2. 2 into 90, 180. For a quadrilateral, 2 into 4, 8. 8 minus 4, 4. 4 into 90, 360. For a pentagon, n is 5. 2 into 5, 10. 10 minus 4, 6. 6 into 90, 540 degrees. For a hexagon, 2 into 6, 12. 12 minus 4, 8. 8 into 90, 720. For a heptagon, n is 7. 2 into 7, 14. 14 minus 4, it's 10. 10 into 90, 900 degrees. Likewise, you can find for others also. But make sure you have this formula in your head. It's very important. You can never say you have forgotten it. Because you are in grade 11, because you were able to get through these in grade 8. The answer is that what do we have? We have a triangle, two sides are equal, that means it's a isosceles triangle, 35 degrees. I always say, my kids, okay, before you write anything, solve everything in this figure itself. After solving, you go and write. Without solving, don't write anything. I always tell you, you won't get into the bus and look where the bus is going to. You see the board and then you get in. You plan your trip and then you get into the bus or train or car or whatever. Likewise, plan your answer and then start writing. Don't just start writing. Okay? Equal, equal. This is 35 degrees. Why? By theorem 1. If two sides are equal, angles opposite to the equal sides are also equal. And the total internal is 180. Now I will write x plus 35 plus 35 is 180. X plus 70 equals 180. X equals 180 minus 70. X equals 110 degrees. That is the answer for the first one. The next one, question number 2, is from probability. It's a very important section. You normally get only one question in part 1A, but there is a compulsory structured essay question in part 1B, which will give you 6 marks out of 100 only from probability. It's a very easy section, so don't leave it. or don't try to master the section as much as possible. Okay, theory. What have we learned under probability? The first one, that probability of A equals number of outcomes of A divided by the number of total outcomes in the sample space. That's what this means. With that, we also studied probability of A union B equals probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So we have gone through all this. Plus, we studied certain sections. One is mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive. What does it mean? The word itself, mutual. Mutual means common. Mutual means common. And exclusive means without. Nothing common here. Mutually exclusive. Common and without. That means nothing is common here. Mutually exclusive. If we do not have anything in common, that means what? A intersection B is 0. What? Probability of A intersection B is 0. In that case, if probability of A intersection B is 0, probability of A union B equals probability of A plus probability of B. This is there, it will come an end. For mutually exclusive, mutual. When you are sending friend requests for a new person in Facebook, you must have seen mutual friends. What does it mean? The common friends between you both, the person you are going to send a friend request and you. That is mutual. So mutual means common. Exclusive, the opposite of inclusive. When you go to shops, on the menu card on the bottom, you will see inclusive of all the government taxes. That means inclusive means with. Exclusive means without. Mutually exclusive means nothing in common. So intersection is 0. If the intersection is 0, probability of A union B is modified to probability of A plus probability of B. Next one, independent events. Independent events. Independent events are two events which are not mutual, or when one event is happening, it does not impact the outcome of the other event. Likewise, you are tossing a coin and rolling a dice. Okay? Just because you get a head, you can't tell I will get an even number from the dice. Or just because you get a tail, I can't say I'm getting an odd number from the dice. So those are totally independent. The outcome that you get from the coin, the outcome that you get from the dice are totally independent. One outcome doesn't depend on the other, and this outcome doesn't depend on the other. So both are totally independent. So when we come up with independent events, what we have studied is probability of A intersection B equals probability of A multiplied by probability of B. So these sections are very important, or these formulas are very important for you to master probability. It is worth mastering probability because you have how much? 6 marks out of 100 from probability, which is a very, 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 very easy section. Okay. You can finish the structured essay question within 3 minutes, maximum 5. Don't spend more than that because it's a very easy section. How much time you have in the structured essay? You have 12 minutes per question. Imagine your level of confidence once you finish a question within 5 minutes. Okay, so you will be flying up. So that's the most important thing with exams. You should always make sure to keep your confidence flying. So the answer, what are they asking? It is given that the probability of a seed in a sample of bean seed germinating is 80%. What is the expected number of germinating seeds out of 200? It's straightforward. 200 seeds into 80%. 200 into 80 over 100. Now to the very satisfying thing, cutting and chopping. Cut, 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 cut. 2 into 80, 160 seeds will germinate. Even if we don't write the units or whatever the answer you are finding, even though your answer is wrong, if the person has a good heart, they will try to give at least 1 mark for you for understanding the question. So always make sure, don't miss things like this. Even though your question is wrong, they might give you, might or might not, but make sure that you write the answer properly. Don't leave it halfway and run away. So I'll take this out, kids. We go for the third one. Okay. The third one, what do we have here? Sets. Similar. Probability and sets go hand in hand. You have normally one question from sets and one question from probability. Keep that in mind. So theory. The most important thing out of theory is, here also we have a certain formula. A union B equals number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements under A intersection B. What do you see? Same, same. What is the difference? This entire equation is divided by the number of elements in the sample space. That's why this has become this. That's why I told set and probability go always hand in hand. Okay? So both go hand in hand. When you are learning, also learn sets and probability at the same time. The importance. 6 from here and you have 6 from here. 12 marks out of 100 from the same. Okay, keep that in mind. To study both together, similar. Both are the same. From it, probability is derived. 12 marks out of 100 is from these two sections, where both are the same at the end of the day. So what has the question been asked? A and B are two disjoint sets. Disjoint means what? Joint. Joint means together. Disjoint means separated. Joint means together. Disjoint means separated. Keep that in mind. So that means, sorry kids. If I draw a Venn diagram, this can be the universal set A and B. That means A and B are separately kept. Disjoint. That means both are separated. So what do we have? A union B is A and B. That's it. You have to color A and B together. That's all you got to do. I'll take the second column. Question number 4 is from rate. You have normally one question from rate in each paper. What is rate? Rate is any component which is measured with time is rate. So even your exam results, what is the rate? How much marks you can get within 5 hours measured with rate, the time. Rate is any component that is divided with time is rate. So here what we have as a rate is speed. When the component is distance, the rate is given a special name called speed. Distance divided by time. What is the question telling us? A train running with uniform speed. The speed is uniform. So I will take it as x. Takes half an hour to run 60 kilometers. Half an hour means 30 minutes. 60 kilometers divided by 30 minutes. I will take this as equation 1. Next one. Uniform speed. What does it mean? Speed doesn't change. What are they asking? How long will it take to run 80 kilometers? 80 kilometers over t, which I don't know. That is equation number 2. 1 equals to 2 because x, that means 60 kilometers over 30 minutes is equals 80 kilometers over t. T equals 80 into 30 divided by 60 minutes. Cut, 3 cut, here 4 cut, 3, 10 cut. Answer is 40 minutes. That is the answer. The next one. Question number 5. One. Circle geometry. Have a minimum of 4 to 5 questions from circle geometry. Clear? Minimum of 4 to 5 questions from circle geometry. Don't think that you can escape from the circle geometry question in part 2. How many theories do you have in circle geometry? You have just 8 theories in circle geometry. Okay? Out of these 8, the 5 questions that come in the part 1 will carry almost 5 to 6 theories. That means what? You definitely have to go through the theories. If you have to go through the theories, might as well study for this and part 2 also and finish it off. How many marks, kids? 5 here in part 1, 5 in part 2, 10 marks out of 100. 10 marks out of 100 from what? Circle geometry. Sets probability 12. Circle geometry 10. 22 from just 3 sections. Why do you want to miss it? Don't miss it. Okay. Be in a state that I'm going to leave circle geometry. Don't. If you're going to leave circle geometry, be prepared to sacrifice the 5 marks that is coming in part 1. Okay. So don't do it. We'll do it together and we'll get the circle geometry. We'll nail the circle geometry question. So don't worry about it. Okay. Circle geometry. So what does the theory say, sir? When we have a circle with center O, okay, we have a circle with center O. I have a chord AB. What is the code? Any line which touches the circumference of the circle in 2 points is called a chord. Any line which touches the circumference of a chord in a circle is called a chord. When this chord passes through the center, okay, when the same chord passes through the center, it's called a diameter. When the chord passes through the center, it's called a diameter. And the longest chord in a circle is also the diameter. Keep that in mind. That can be a part 1 question. You don't know. Okay? Because this theory is there in grade 8. You can't say it's out of syllabus. Okay? You definitely have to have what is in grade 9 in your mind to get into O levels and get into A levels. Okay? You can't say I don't know. The longest chord is also the diameter, and when this chord passes through the center, it's also the diameter. The longest chord is the diameter. So what I do here is, I will take the length and mark the center as x. If that's the center, this is equal to this. Okay. If I connect the center of the circle, if I connect the center of the circle with x, what does the theory say? It will be perpendicular to the chord. What was the theory? We have a circle with center O. I draw a chord AB. I divide the chord into half, x. If I connect the center of the circle to the center of the chord, it will be perpendicular. How does the theory go? AB is the chord. X is the midpoint of AB. This is the data. Then, if this is satisfied, then OX is perpendicular to AB. If we connect the midpoint of the chord to the midpoint of the center of the circle, it will be perpendicular. This is the first theory that you study under circle geometry. Theory number 2. What did we study? We studied a special theorem which is related to right angle triangle. Let it be A, B, and C. If we have a right angle triangle, okay, the sum of the two sides which form the 90 degree, AB squared plus BC squared is equals to AC squared. The two sides which form the 90 degree, the sum of the squares of those two sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. What is this called? The Pythagoras theorem. It's called the Pythagoras theorem. To solve this question, we need these two theories in our mind. Okay? So what does the question say us? We have a circle with center O. We have a chord. What is it saying? We have A, B, and C. And they have marked something. What is that? That means these two are equal, and the C is the midpoint. OC is connected already. So we know if these point, then what can we say? OC is perpendicular. OC is perpendicular, and they have said the total length of AB is 8 centimeters. That means this is 4 centimeters, half of it. And they have said this is 3 meters. How does the radius come? What do you use? What? Pythagoras theorem. Without knowing this theory, you can't assume anything. Only with that theory, you can assume the 90. Okay? Equals root 25 equals 5 units of a mass. You can lose mass because of units. Therefore, radius is what? 5 centimeters. And the most important thing is, most of you, I know, there's enough space for to write the entire answer when it comes to the part 1 paper. But you definitely have to write everything in the paper. It's only this amount of space that you have. So everyone can see. Okay. So you have to plan your answer within this section. Okay. You have to show the method. You have to write the answer also. Because method has 1 mark and the answer has 1 mark. So don't lose it. Get every possible mark that you can get. Clear? Write the unit. Not may or you may not. You may probably use mark. Don't give it. And the next thing, when you write all this, sometimes the examiner might not be able to figure out what is the answer. Because you have written everything together. Your small cutword and this thing and that thing, everything is written on the side of the paper. Yeah, the answer is finally ending. So to make sure you get through that, all final answer. Give me. Okay. Kids, can you all hear me? Okay. Sorry, kids. Okay, sorry, kids. Sorry. So you might, or the examiner might not find your answer. Your answer is correct. It's there in the paper, but he is marking more than hundreds and hundreds of paper for the day. Imagine if he gets your paper the last day for the day. He won't check answer by answer. If we can't see the answer, it's gone. Okay. In exam, even in real life, most important thing is not knowing everything. Communicating what you know for the next person is the most important. That's the key. Communication is the key. If you are a doctor, if you can't communicate the patient's disease to the patient, no point you being a doctor. The patient won't come to you again. If you are an engineer or architect, whatever the design is in your head, if you can't communicate it to the paper, if you can't communicate it to the client, if you can't communicate it to the contractor, the client or contractor will not work with you. Communication. If you are an accountant, you can't communicate the amount of tax the client has to pay. If you can't convince the client, if you can't convince the tax department, no point. You are out. Okay? You are incompetent. Clear? Communication is the key. It's not you knowing the entire theory. It's about communicating what you know properly to the examiner. The most important thing. So always box your final answer. Box your final answer or put a circle, whatever. Box or a circle. So the examiner knows whatever is boxed is your final answer. He might not even check the methods meant. He will just see where the boxes you have put. He will put a correct and go on. because he knows that you know to communicate the answer properly. You are communicating the answer properly because you are confident of your answer. The most important thing, confidence. Showing that your confidence is one of the most important things. If people know you are not confident, you are trying, you are blabbering, so then they know you are weak. Okay, then they know you are weak. Don't let that happen. The next question is on triangle geometry. Question number 6. Triangle geometry. What do we have? Congruency. Where you started triangle geometry. What does congruence mean? Congruence means two objects have to coincide with each other. I have two objects, two rectangles. Okay. Congruence means these objects should coincide with each other without anything jutting out. Nicely sits down. If I want, I can take it separately. Or else these two sit down nicely. Okay. So congruence of triangles means the same theory applied to triangles. Okay. So that is congruence. If I take a triangle, how many components in a triangle can vary? There are 6 components in a triangle which can vary. A triangle has 6 components that can vary. Those are 3 sides, side 1, side 2, and side 3. Plus, we have 3 angles, theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. For every triangle to vary from another triangle, we have 6 components, 3 sides and 3 angles. So what are they saying? Out of these 6, prove me 3 properties of the 2 triangles are equal. Then I agree the 2 triangles are coinciding. Here, out of these 6, prove me that 3 components are equal. You can prove 3 components are equal. I agree those 2 triangles are coinciding with each other. That is what congruence means. That means you are proving the both triangles are equal. While they are having 6 components, with 3 you can prove I agree. Congruent. Okay. To prove this, I have 4 conditions. S, 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 A, S, RHS, and A, S. That is side, 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 angle, side, right angle, hypotenuse and a side, 2 angles and a side. Out of these 2 kids, the most crucial ones where you have to be vigilant is SAS and RHS. This is very straightforward. 3 sides, 3 sides. Can do it. Okay. AAS. No worries. 2 angles and a side. Very straightforward. SAS. To prove under the condition SAS, always remember the angle has to be what? An included angle. You take a triangle. If you prove this side is equal and this side is equal to the other triangle, the angle has to be always this angle. The angle in between the 2 equal sides. You can't take a third angle. You can't take this nor this. It is always has to be the angle in between the 2 sides. Included angle. The angle in between the 2 sides. Don't take anything which is outside. Wrong. You can't prove it under SAS. Like A is in between the 2 sides, keep that in mind. The angle has to be in between the two sides. Very important. RHS. Just because you see a 90-degree, you can't prove it under RHS. Most important thing. The kids, what you all do is, as soon as I see a 90-degree, 90, okay, RHS. Oh, wrong. Right angle, yes, right angle is the main condition. Okay, I have proved right angle is equal. Plus hypotenuse. You definitely have to prove the hypotenuse. The side opposite to the 90-degree angle is called the hypotenuse. The side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is called the hypotenuse. You have to prove the hypotenuse of the two triangles are equal and any other side. That is any other side. I don't mind. But definitely the hypotenuse has to be proved equal. If not, it will fall under SAS, or if you can't prove the angle is included, it's out. Just because you see a 90-degree, don't jump into RHS. Keep that in mind. Okay? So these are the two crucial ones you have to keep in mind. Those are very straightforward. Okay? So SAS and RHS are very crucial. So that is that. I'll take it out. I'll go for answer. Can do it here itself, no? Point drawing it. No? So what do? Oh, I'll draw it. Sorry. Kids who doesn't have to go paper in hand. I have three triangles like this. This and this. This. This is A, B, C, P, Q, R, X, T. A, B, C, P, Q, R, X, Y, Z. I told you, but they normally ask the question based on SAS or HS because they know that is the place I can trap you. That is the place where you fall for. Okay, what do you all see? Before going to the third one, when you see two equals and this angle equal, you will quickly mark and go. Don't do it. Okay. What did I say? If you prove two sides are equal, this and this and this plus this, the angle has to be in between the two sides. What is the answer? Triangle ABC congruent to triangle XYZ under the condition what? SAS. Angle should be the included angle, not outside. Angle should be the included angle. Inequality. You have one question on inequality every paper. Not more than one. And don't lose this question. It's because every question will give you 1 mark out of 100. Okay, so don't lose this. Question number 7, inequality. Kids, if I go low on sound, give me a call, please, because I don't see whether the battery life is dead, battery is dead or not. Because it's in my pocket. Okay. Inequality. What do they say? X plus 5 greater than or equal to 5. What should I do? X, I have to remove this plus 2. Then what should I do? I have to bring in a minus 2. Whatever I do to my left hand side, I definitely have to do it to my right hand side also. Plus 2 minus 2 gets cancelled. Okay, bye. x is greater than or equal to 5 minus 2 is 3. Now I go to the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes on. Minus 1, minus 2, and it goes on. What have they told? Greater than, x is bigger than 3 and equal to 3. When they say equal, you have to draw a circle and color it up. As soon as you see this equal sign, go to that number and color it up. Next step, whether x is bigger than or smaller than 3. Because of the exam stress, this might be this way. You will write it this way. Because why? Exam stress. No matter how strong you are, at that condition, at that moment, when you know your entire life depends on that exam. O level is not, but A level is. When you know that your entire life depends on it, you will give a different sort of stress. Okay? So make sure you master it. How do you master? Practice. Write as much as papers as possible under exam conditions. Okay? Most important thing. Practice is another key. Okay? X is greater. So that means x should be greater than 3. So I color this side of the line. Yeah, the value of x is greater than 3. Question number 8. Okay, go on. Nice one. Nice question. Kids, I'll come here because I need more space for this question. Circle geometry. Theory 1. What does theory 1 says us? I have a circle with center O. I have a circle with center O. What do I do is, I will connect it to the center with 2 radiuses. That means 2 radii. Major sector, minor sector. Then what I do is, I extend this line to the major sector. What does the theory says me? Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. Where does the theory go? Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. Twice the angle subtended at the circumference. The most crucial thing out of this is, because our kids always see this figure, you go and look for this figure in the exam. No, you won't get it. It's just part of the theory. What does the theory say? Angle subtended at the center is the center. Angle at the center is double the value when compared to the angle at the circumference. That is what is said. It's not about the figure. It's about the theory. Angle subtended at the center is double the value the angle subtended at the circumference. Understand the theory. So here, this same figure can take different shapes or different forms. This is center. Sorry, kid. You can get something like this. Angle subtended at the center, 2y, is twice the value the angle subtended at the circumference. Center, circumference. Similarly, you can get something like this. What does the theory say? Angle subtended at the center, 2z, is equal to twice the value the angle subtended at the circumference, z. Center, circumference. Okay? It can also take something like this. What does the theory say? Angle subtended at the center is twice the value the angle subtended at the circumference. This same theory can take several forms. Okay? Clear? So it's not about the figure, it's about the theory. Keep that in mind. So that is one. Theory number two. This is where this theory is getting connected to our question. Theory 2. What do we have? I have a circle with center O. I connect this and I have something like this. Take this arm out. This arm in the dotted line, I move it clockwise. Okay? If I move it clockwise, if I bring it to the same line as the other line, what does it become? Through the center becomes the diameter. Okay? If I move it across the clockwise direction from here to here, this becomes the diameter. If that becomes the diameter, these two lines, this line and this, it will also rotate, will come to a position like this. Okay, that will come to a position like this. What does our theory say? Angle subtended at the center. What is the angle? The straight line. What is the angle? 180. Angle subtended at the center is double the value. This is 180. What is this then? 90 degrees. That's why we say semicircle angle is 90 degrees. That's why we, angle in a semicircle is a 90 degree. That's why we say angle in a semicircle the right angle or 90 degrees. That is the theory that we require. That is that. I'll take this out. This theory is, mother theory is this. Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. The mother of the theory. The next one, we can go for the answer. What is the question we have? We have a half circle. When they give a half circle without any angle, always remember, we'll go and fall onto this. Nothing other than that. Okay. Center O has something like this. And the half circle A, B, C. Connect between these and this. Okay. Sorry, it should be a straight line. Please excuse me, kids. ABO, 42 degrees. ABO, 42 degrees. Okay. Find the value of BCO. BCO. I need to find the value of this. There are certain data you need to mark. What are those? Radius or radii. Radii equal, equal, equal. The next one, the theory we just studied. What is this angle? 90 degrees. If this is 42, what is this angle? 48. Isosceles triangle theorem, we studied. Angles opposite to the equal side are equal. This is 48, opposite. This should be also 48, opposite. Now you go and write the answer. Angle ABC equals 90 degrees. Why? By theorem 2. But ABC equals ABO plus OBC equals 90. 42 degrees plus OBC equals 90 degrees. OBC equals 48 degrees. But OBC equals BCO. Why? Because OB equals OC. Therefore, BCO equals 48 degrees. Done. Question number 8. Question number 9. What do we have as 9? Graphs. We have one question from graphs in part 1 and one question from graphs in part 2. Importance is always, all this time. Okay, I won't say it will continue, but we go back and check with the past papers. All this time, the question from the graphs in part 1 has always come from the linear graphs, which is y equals mx or y equals mx plus c. Question from part 2 has always come from parabola. Y equals ax squared, y equals bx squared plus c, sorry, ax squared plus c, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, y equals plus or minus x plus a, x plus b, y equals plus or minus x squared plus b plus or minus c. All this will give you the same parabola graph, not going to change from time to time. Okay, the same parabola graph will come. Linear. When you have a linear graph, imagine that you have something like this. You have 2 points, point A and point B. Let this be x1, y1. Let this be x2, y2. For A, you can write y1 equals mx1 plus c. For b, you can write y2 equals mx2 plus c. This can be equation number 1, equation number 2. I will come all the way here, kids. Don't worry if you have missed it. I will upload the video in YouTube tomorrow, okay? So I'll take it out. I will take it here. 1 and 2. What do I do? 1 minus 2. y1 minus y2 equals mx1 plus c minus mx2 plus c. y1 minus y2 equals mx1 plus c minus mx2 minus c. Cut. y1 minus y2 equals mx1 minus x2. M is y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. This is the equation to find the gradient. But for this question, we don't need it. Why? It's a very straightforward one. We have y equals mx. We have a point given, 2, 3. What is this? X, y. For y, I will take 3. M. For x, 2. What is m? 3 divided by 2. Or 1.5. Question number 10. To factorize algebra, you have minimum of 2 questions from algebra. Very straightforward, easy question. Don't miss it. What do I have? Question number 10 is from algebra. What do I have? 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Have this. When you get a question in this form, the first thing you have to do is what? You have to convert it to ax squared plus bx plus c format. Ax squared plus bx plus c format. What is a? A is plus 2. B is minus 9. C is minus 5. Always remember, direction is very important. If the direction is wrong, answer will go wrong. What do I do? After I get this, I will multiply A and C together. What is A? Plus 2. What is C? Minus 10. What is the answer? Minus 10. If I have a minus here, that means I need to subtract the 2 factors to get this minus 9. If I have a plus here, then I need to add the 2 factors to get the 9 here. I have 9, that means I have to subtract. I have to subtract 2 values to get the value of 9. I get the factors of 10. 10. What? 1 into 10. 2 into 5. What did I say? I need to subtract. So I subtract 10 minus 1, 9. 5 minus 2, 3. I don't need this. Need these 2. Now will I write 2x squared plus, minus 10x plus x minus 5. 10 into 1, 10. How do I know I need to subtract? because of the direction. 2x is common. X minus 5. Plus 1 is common. X minus 5. 2x plus 1. X minus 5. Next one. Parallelogram. It all comes under triangle geometry for us. Question number 11. Triangle geometry. This is the third question we are doing, kids, of triangle geometry. Up to the 11th only we have done. We have already done 3 questions from triangle geometry. So I hope you can understand the importance of this section. The theory. What does the theory say? We have 4 properties of a parallelogram. 2, 3, and 4. Take 2 colors. First property. Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides equal. Next theory, or next property, sorry. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Second one. Third one. Diagonal bisects each other. Next one. Diagonal bisects the area of the parallelogram. What does it say? Diagonal bisects the area. These are the main 4 properties for any quadrilateral to become a parallelogram. If any quadrilateral satisfies these 4 conditions, it's a parallelogram. Okay. Plus, with these 4, we have a very important property. What is that? If any pair of opposite sides, either these 2 or these 2, I don't mind. If I can prove any pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then it is a parallelogram. Any pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal. What is it? It's a parallelogram. This is the condition that is used more than 90% of the part 2 question. If they ask you to prove a quadrilateral is any figure with 4 sides a quadrilateral. Okay. If they ask you to prove any quadrilateral a parallelogram, 90%, this is the condition. You have to prove one pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal. If you can prove one pair is parallel and equal, you can say it's a parallelogram and move on. Okay, don't struggle. This is the most important thing out of all. Need to remember. You can prove one pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then it is a parallelogram. 90% of the questions, even we discussed this during our seminars. Last week we had a triangle geometry seminar. Kids also agreed 90% is one pair of opposite sides are parallel, equal. Okay. Plus, there is another thing where all of you have missed. You have a square, you have a rectangle, you have a rhombus. Out of these, if I ask, which is a parallelogram? What? I have a square, I have a rectangle, I have a rhombus. Which is a parallelogram? Most of y'all will say, what? The rhombus is a parallelogram. Okay? Partially true. But keep that in mind. The square, the rectangle, the rhombus, all are parallelograms. Why? This parallelogram is the mother of a square, rectangle, and a rhombus. When the parallelogram have a special case, it's called a square, rectangle, and rhombus. When all four sides, what does the theory say? Opposite sides should be equal. Clear? When all four sides are equal and all four angles are equal, four sides and four angles are equal, it's a square. Rectangle. If two opposite sides are equal and four angles are equal, it's a rectangle. If all four sides are equal and only two opposite angles are equal, it's called a rhombus. That means square, rectangle, and parallelogram and rhombus are parallelograms. Like what? The triangle, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene. Though they have special names, what are they called? Triangles. Likewise, square, rectangle, and rhombus are what? Parallelograms. Keep that in mind, okay? Most of y'all missed it. Don't let that happen, kids. So we'll go to the answer. I'll write it here because I need only a small space for the answer. What have they told us? BAD plus BCD. What is BAD and BCD? Opposite sides of opposite angles of a parallelogram. What did I say? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. And what is the answer? 104 degrees divided by 2. 52 degrees is the answer because the opposite angles are equal. Next one, question number 12. Measurements. What is measurements? Area, perimeter, and volume. Question number 12. Okay. How many marks you have for measurements? The paper. For area, perimeter, and volume. 2 questions there in part 1. Minimum of 2 questions in part 1, 2 marks. 1 compulsory question in part 1B, 7. Okay. Plus, you have 1 question from volume and logarithm in part 2. 7 plus 2, 12. Okay. Plus, always the quadratic equation question is connected with area. Always. Always the quadratic equation question is connected with the area. Another 5. How much for area, perimeter, volume? We almost 17 to 18 marks are from what? Measurement. Almost 20 percentage of the marks. Almost 1/5 of the marks is coming from what? Area, perimeter, volume. So if you haven't mastered it yet, it's high time master area, perimeter, volume. What do we have? The cross section, the volume of a prism. What is the equation for a volume? Length into breadth into height. But we and breadth and we say area into height. So here we normally consider the volume as length into breadth into height or area into height. We'll go for the answer directly. Volume of this prism. What do we have? Area of the base. Half into base into height of the triangle into, that gives the area. That gives this area. Into height. Height is what? 10 centimeter cube. Cut 3. 3 into 8, 24. 240 centimeter cube. Important. Centimeter cube. Important. Question number 13 is from percentages. Another important section in your paper. Why? How many marks do you have from percentages? Question number 13. Percentages and share market. How many marks do you have from percentages? You have a minimum of 2 questions in part 1A. You will see another one. It's coming on the way. Plus 1 compulsory question in part 1B. Okay. Plus 1 question in part 2. How many marks? 12% of the marks. That means 12 marks out of 100 is coming from what? Percentages and share market. Okay. So this Tuesday and Wednesday, we are having the seminar on percentages and share market. Tuesday in Colombo in Vattala and Wednesday in Kandy from 9 to 4. We are having a complete theory discussion plus past paper discussion on percentage and share market because this is an important section. 12 marks, man, 12 marks. Just imagine probability and sets. You have already got 12. Okay. Area, perimeter, volume. You have got 17. 12 plus 17, 39. Okay. Percentage and share market. Another 12. 51. Pass, man, pass. After that, whatever you do is for A or B. No B, it's A. Okay. Yeah. It's pass. When you do these 3 sections, you are passed. You are through. Okay. After that, it's about going for an A. Clear? That is the importance of this section. A 12 from this, a 10 from circle geometry, a 7 from triangle geometry. 70s, man. You are already at 17. Okay, already at 70s. Just from 5 or 6 sections. Maths, not hard. It's about smart working. You all are too much hard working. No, it's about smart working. Understand where you need to focus. Which sections have the most number of marks? According to the weightage of marks study. You are spending 4 hours on algebra? No point. You know it from the beginning. Spend 2 hours. Rest of the 2 hours give to percentages because it gives 12 marks. Okay, this is also important. I won't say it's not important. This section also has 12 marks. You know it. Into that. Logarithm. You have 4 lessons. Don't spend time. The maximum amount of marks that can bring it to your total is 3 or 2. Okay? So spend that time on other subjects. Don't spend if you don't know logarithm, it's too late, kids. Just leave it. Even though you leave it, you leave only 2 or 3 marks. It's fine. Till 98 or 97 waiting for you to take into a A. Okay. Now it's about smart working. Understand where you need to spend more time because you got only 3 months. You need to use time efficiently. Time management is critical now. Okay, don't just sit and study everything. Don't go through the entire syllabus. You can't. There's no enough time because you have 9 subjects to go through. Okay, learn, focus where you need to study. Okay, focus on the lessons which carry most of the weightage of the marks. Focus on that and work. Okay, most important. So percentages. Under percentages, we have studied 2 sections. Taxes and interest. Taxes, again, we divide into 2 as direct tax and indirect tax. I won't go into detail into taxes because anyway I'm going to speak about this on Tuesday. Interest. We have simple, compound, and interest on reducing balance. I'm telling you all again and again, last year we expected a question from reducing balance. Even go and check. Most of the provincial papers also had the interest on reducing balance question. Because everyone was expecting a question from interest on reducing balance. The thing is that lucky buggers, the 2023 fellows, that question didn't come. Okay. But for you all, I won't say you all get, okay, but there's a high tendency you can get. There's a high probability, 80% chance that you can get. Okay. As well, we'll get ready. It's an easy section, means they will ask only one thing. What is the monthly installment? No anam questions. Very straightforward. They will give the entire paragraph and they will ask what? What is the monthly installment? Like a song, if you know what you are finding, if you know the logic, what is a monthly installment mean? You can find the answer. Okay, it's very easy. So in the seminar, I will mainly focus on the interest on reducing balance. I will explain the logic of it. Okay, so you need not to study. You know it. So I will explain the logic of interest on reducing balance on the seminar. So if you are trying to join, don't miss out. Please do join because interest on reducing balance is important even for the exam plus your life. If you are going to buy a TV someday on an interest on reducing balance method, you need to know whether you are getting played out or not. The big companies, corporate companies can play you out if you don't know interest on reducing balance. Banks can play you out if you don't know what is simple and compound interest. Your accountant will play you off if you don't know what are the taxes. Percentage and share market lesson is not only for the exam, that is for your life. Keep that in mind. Not only for the exam, you have to study this lesson for your life. Understand. Clear? Because in A-level mathematics, you are not going to study percentage and share market taxes in depth if you are going to do bio or math or art. Commerce buggers will study this in detail. You won't. So make sure you understand this section in detail. You think it's too late? No. This week, I'll catch you up on Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll nail this section off. Okay. So direct taxes, we again divide into three: rates, custom duty, and income tax. But though we have several sections, we study here only about VAT. You have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For these 7, don't memorize 7 formulas. Just one. Okay? Just one. Interest or tax equals value into percentage. That's it. Rate equals value of the building or value of the land into rate percentage. Custom duty. Duty equals value of the product into duty percentage. Income tax. Income tax equals income into income tax percentage. VAT equals value of the product into VAT percentage. Simple or compound. Interest equals deposit or loan into simple interest percentage or into compound interest percentage. Don't remember 7. Interest or taxes equals value into percentage. It's very forward. If they ask about duty, then you write duty equals value of the product into duty percentage. Simple, man. Don't get into all sorts of things. Work smart. That's all I would say. Work smart. The answer. What do I have here? Amal takes a loan of 50,000 rupees at an annual simple interest. What is the loan amount? 50,000, 50K. Simple interest. So I need not to worry, 12%. Find the total amount that Amal should pay at the end of first year to settle the loan. Okay, that means loan plus the simple interest. So interest at year 1 equals what? Loan into percentage. 50,000 into 12%. 50,000 into 12 over 100. Cut 10 chop. Cut. 5 into 12, 60. 6,000 rupees. What are they asking? Find the total amount that Amal should pay. Total is what? The loan plus the interest. 50,000 plus 6,000. 56,000. That is the total. The next one. I will take this out, kids. Question number 14. Where has the question come from? Data representation. How many marks for data representation? 2 part 1 questions minimum. 1 question in part 1B, structured essay, 5 plus 2, 7. Another question in part 2, 5 12 marks out of 100 from data representation. These are the sections you should focus, man. Data 12, percentage 12, measurements 18 or 17, 30, 12, 42, probability and sets, another 12, 54. Fast. Fast, can do A-level. Okay. What else, man? What else? You see, I'm telling you again and again, kids, work smart. The thing is that O-level is not an examination that will decide your life or career. So don't take it as a stress. Enjoy the journey. Going to classes with your friends. The time that you spend in seminars. Time that you spend with your friends at school. School life. Enjoy the school life to the maximum. Do sports. Do extracurricular activities. The group studies with your friends. Those are the memories that will stay with you. Not getting a 9A for your A-level. Once you get 9As and go to A-level, you won't even remember your results, mate. No point. Who does remember the person who got the island first last year for O-level? Nobody does, right? The important thing is you being happy and you cherishing moments and you collecting memories and beautiful moments with your friends. These times are the best times you spend with your friends. At the last moment before the examination, 3 months, the struggle you all are going through, the things that you are sharing with your friends, okay, the time that you spend with your friends, the time that you group study with your friends, the time that you go for seminars with your friends, the classes with your friends, those are valuable than anything that you do. So don't get stressed on this examination and leave all those good part of life aside. Okay. We as teachers, we will guide you to get through the examination in a smarter way. Okay, you will eventually pass. Everyone will pass. Everyone will get A's. Don't worry about it. But because of this, don't leave the best part of your life that you can spend with your friends, family, not. That's all I would. Work smart. Data representation focus, 12. Percentage focus, 12. Area perimeter focus, 18. Probability sets focus, another 12. In what? In what do we have? Fractions focus, 7. Probability focus, 7. 80, 85 will come. You have to struggle for only the rest of the 15. We'll do it, man. Nothing. Okay, data representation. What is the formula we know? Actual mean equals assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. Here sigma FD over sigma F is what they have mentioned as the mean deviation. Okay, so that is the mean deviation. What have they given? 48.3 equals 49.5 plus mean deviation, MD. Mean deviation equals 48.3 minus 49.5 minus 1.2. Most of y'all, even the papers that I have corrected, I have seen people put plus. Don't assume answers, kids. Always come from the basics. Write this equation and come down so you won't make a mistake. Even though you are wrong here, you write 49.5 here, 48.3 here. If this is correct, they will give you 1 out of 2. Don't miss those marks. Write all the possible steps as much as possible. Don't leave things halfway. Okay? Come from scratch. So you will never make a mistake. And it will stay on for life. You will never forget because you are not going to stop studying from here, man. You're going to do A levels. Okay? So make this a foundation for A levels. Don't just think I have to study this and finish it off. Again, you have to start from scratch in another 6 months' time when you go to A levels. Why do it? Make this the foundation. Study everything properly. Put every logic into your head properly. Understand the lesson properly. So that will be the foundation for A levels. So when you go to A levels, when others are at this level, you're somewhere here because your foundation has been dropped properly by yourself, not from anyone else. Nobody can do it for yourself. Okay. Whatever you do is for yourself. Okay. Without your commitment, nothing can happen in here. Okay. The next one. 15. What do we have? Trigonometry. What is the theory? If I have a triangle like this with a 90-degree or a right angle triangle, if I have a theta, trigonometry is always connected with right angles. Keep that in mind. You can't do trigonometry to a other triangle. Always a 90-degree has to be there for trigonometry. Without that, you can't do it. Okay? The side which is opposite to the angle is called the opposite side. The side which is opposite to the angle is called the opposite side. The side which is opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. You know it. You know this. The side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is called the hypotenuse. You know it. The remaining side is called the adjacent side. The side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is called the hypotenuse. The side which is opposite to the angle is called the opposite. The remaining side is called the adjacent. I'll take another example. Just to clear up your mind. Let this be 90. Let this be the theta. The side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is called the hypotenuse. The side which is opposite to the angle is called the opposite. So see, the opposite and the adjacent is not permanent. When the angle we are considering changes, the opposite and the adjacent sides changes. Clear? The angle, when we consider the angle as different angles, the opposite and adjacent changes. So now, we have three things. Sine. This is the full form of sine. So what we use sin theta. Sine theta means the opposite side over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is sine theta. Opposite of sine is cosine. We take this ine out and we say cos theta. We call cos theta. Theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. That is cos theta. Third one, tangent. We call it what? Tan theta. What is it? opposite over adjacent. This is sine, cos, and tan. I'll write the answer here because it will be close by, kids. What do we have? We have a triangle. A, B, and C. AC equals 2x. BC equals 3x. Find the value of tan ABC. ABC, that means this angle. What is this? Hypotenuse is the opposite one. Opposite to the angle is the opposite. The remaining one is the adjacent. What is tan? Opposite over adjacent. What is opposite? 2x. What is adjacent? 3x. Cut. Answer is 2 divided by 3. These are questions which are very straightforward. When you get the paper, you finish questions like this. Okay, you might take a maximum. You will have questions very straightforward like this. You will have 7 to 8 questions like this. You will be able to finish it within the first 5 minutes, man. Imagine your level of confidence when you finish 7 questions. We'll say 8. We say worst case 10. Or best case 10. You finish 10 questions within the 5 or 10 minutes of the paper. Imagine your level of confidence. You have another 45 minutes and you have 15 questions more. Yeah, you can spend 3 minutes a question. Yeah, you don't need it even. But your confidence, the exam is always you against yourself. Clear? You're working against yourself. That is the most important thing of the exam. You need to know your weakness. You need to know your weakness and you have to cater for your weakness. Okay, nobody else is going to. I know when I was doing the exam, when I talk with my friends before the exam, if they ask a question, I get stressed. Because before the exam, I try to remember everything. So I get stressed. That is my weakness. I still have that weakness. Truly, I still have that weakness. So what do? From the day I figured out that was my weakness, I will go to the exam on time. Even I go early, I never speak to my friends. Okay? Even though they don't know something, I would have said, you don't know something, ask from me even the previous day till the early morning. Once I'm here, don't ask anything from me. They won't tell, I won't even listen. Clear? You have to know your weakness. I am still following that principle. Before the exam, I don't mind even to what time. I will do batch Kuppies. Kuppies means group studies. I will teach you everything. On the exam day, I won't teach you anything. And even after the paper, I won't discuss anything. Because I know that is my weakness. Okay? You need to know your weakness and cater for it. If confidence is a weakness, if time management is a weakness for you, look for questions like this, where you can finish it within 1 or 2 minutes and finish them off. After you finish, you can do whatever you want. Kids, when you get questions from trigonometry, keep it in the fraction form. Don't go and solve with the recurring. I see a question in the chat box. Kids, don't go and solve it in the recurring form. Just leave it in the fraction form and move on. This is enough. Clear? This would do. Okay. So it's almost 9:15, kids. We have done 15 questions, 10 more. Most probably, I will try my best to finish these questions before the next week. Anyway, I will upload the next paper also for you tomorrow. Okay. If I can finish the rest of the 10 questions on a day that I find time, I will definitely do and upload the session. Okay. That will be useful for you because we have 3 months, so I don't want to waste your time. Okay. If I couldn't do, worst case, I will do the 10 questions of that and part of the paper I'm uploading today. So somehow I will find some extra time and complete it as much as possible. Because if I start the rest of the 10 questions, I can't finish another 15 minutes. I'm extremely sorry. So because we have to discuss in detail, because next question is from proportions. Proportions, I will go into detail and explain. So I need 15 minutes only for that question. So I will keep it for next week. I'll get on from that. Thing I'm saying, don't get stressed about the examination. This is not a life deciding examination or a career deciding examination. Enjoy this journey. Collect as much as memories you can. Cherish every moment that you spend with your friends. Because once you go to A level, you will be do math. Your friends will do bio, math, art, commerce, art. This time will never come again. Thing that I still regret. Okay, we have spent a lot of time with my friends, but I still feel like we have done more things together. Okay, I don't want you all to be in my shoes. Enjoy time with your friends. You will anyway pass them. You will definitely pass. Your teachers will support you. You will do your work. But enjoy your school life. Enjoy the moments that you have. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overdo things. Don't get exhausted. Work at a common pace. Today, don't work till early morning till 5 or 6. Next day, don't sleep. No point. Go at a simple pace. If you can work till 1, every day work till 1. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. 6 hours. 6 hours is enough. Okay, because you have breakfast, 6 hours is enough. Sleep 6 hours every day. Maybe 6 hours at a stretch and 2 hours at noon. Sleep. So 8 hours is covered. Work. Have a timetable for you to work. Okay, go at a normal pace. Not to work for 12 hours on one day, 2 hours on the other day. No point. You have wasted a lot of time. Not efficient. Here, at the pace, do everything. Eventually, you will pass your examination. All the best. You are writing a school examination. Okay? So, kids who are willing to join the seminars, I'll catch you up. Okay. So this week it's on Saturday and Tuesday and Wednesday. From next week, there will be Saturday, Sundays also, the seminars will be there. So it will be Tuesdays and Wednesdays plus Saturdays and Sundays. Because my theory, I have completed the theory. So we'll be coming into seminars also. So I want to cover up everything by February. So you have one month at a stretch for you to go through your own theories, own notes, own everything, own maths. But I will be available to solve your question. Okay, kids, I hope this session was useful. I'll catch you up on Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay? See you, kids. It's useful. That's it. I'll catch you up next week. Thank you, kids. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.